Let me jump down. Now let me jump down. So Goliath is still pushing. He wants someone to fight, and all the Israelite warriors are afraid, which are you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, by the way. And and this is 17. And this is how David got involved. And Jesse said unto David, his son, take now for thy brethren an ephah of this parched corn and these 10 loaves, and run to the camp to thy brethren. So Jesse said to David, look, take this food so they can eat, because they was in the camp. So David rose up early and went. I'm gonna get to the point. Let me get to verse 26. Let me jump to 32, man. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with the Philistine. And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine, to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. So already the odds were against David. Okay? And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went after him, and smote him, and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him. So you gotta imagine this, you gotta imagine a man grabbing a lion by the mane and killing it. That's what David did. And that was Yahweh by Shimei Shai. David said, moreover, Yahweh delivered me out of the paw of the lion, and out of the paw of the bear. He would deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and Yahweh be with thee. And Saul armed David with his armor, and put an helmet of brass upon his head. Also he armed him with a coat of mail. And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go, for he had not proved it. So he didn't want to wear this armor. And David said unto Saul, I cannot go forth with these, for I have not proved them. And David put them off, and he took his staff in his hand, and chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook, and put them in his shepherd's bag, which he had, even in a scrip, and his sling was in his hand. And he drew near to the Philistine. And the Philistine came in and drew near unto David, and the man that bare the shield went before him. And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth. Yeah, because David was probably young, ruddy, handsome, not a scratch on his face. Disdained him, for he was I'm hard time seeing. Fair countenance, but disdained him, for he was a youth, for but a youth, and ruddy, and of a fair countenance. So David was a fresh, handsome man. And the Philistines said unto David, am I a dog that thou comest to me with staves? And this can relate to us in this truth, because we're so-called talking against the rulers of this world, and we're fucking nobodies, man. And they've been in a position of power and royalty since their youths, and us, we're out of the slum. So this can go for us as well. I'm gonna jump down. And the Philistines said to David, come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air, and to the beasts of the field. Then David said to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword, and with a spear, and with a shield, but I come to thee, here's the part, in the name of Yahweh by Shimei Shai of armies, the power of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. This day will Yahweh by Shimei Shai deliver thee into mine hand, and I will smite thee, and take thine head from thee, and I will give the give the carcass of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air. and jump down. And verse 48, and when it came to pass, when the Philistine arose and came and drew nigh to meet David, that David hasted and ran toward the army to meet the Philistine. And David put his hand in his bag, and took thence a stone, and slang it, and smote the Philistine in his forehead. The stone sunk into his forehead, and he fell upon his face to the earth. So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and with a stone, and smote the Philistine, and slew him. But there was no sword in the hand of David. Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine, and took his sword, and drew it out of the sheath thereof, and slew him, and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled. And right now, like I previously said, we're in the position of David because we're youths, we're babes, we're nobody, we have no strength, we have no might. Some brothers may not have graduated high school or even went to college. Coming out of fucked up situations. So we're seen as the scum of the earth, the offscouring, nobodies, and us proclaiming these bold words is an insult to these elites, to these rulers. Is an insult to spit in their face. And but the Lord's going to deliver us, man, when they come to lay hands on us. And if we're allowed to get put to death, man, the Lord going to put a spirit on us to where getting put to death is going to be like taking a piss. So we're in a win-win situation. We got nothing to lose. We're already at the bottom. We got nothing to lose. They got everything to lose. So like I said, they're offended at us that we dare even come against them. The same way Goliath said, "What am I, a dog, that you send this man to me?" So Esau feels the same way. Esau is offended that us low-level scum will come against him. But hey, it's the Spirit of the Lord, man. As Yahweh Shai, he said, "Praise be the Father of heaven and earth, that he revealed the secret to babes," man. And with that, brothers, stay strong. Shalom.